I'm pissed at Canelo Alvarez, all right? The man is trash. Never gonna bet him again. Not paying for any of his fights. He walked into the ring doing this whole show, wearing all pink. I'm not with it. The man's trash. Eres basura, Canelo Alvarez. Basura! What's going on, guys? SMS Show. That's right. And I'm back to you with another episode. In this episode, we're going to talk some boxing. You ready? Boom, 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 boom. What you think of that combo? Anywho, so pissed off. So my Mexican homie, Saul Canelo Alvarez, lost one of his fights against Dimitry Bivol. Who in the world is Dimitry Bivol? Like, I got into it with some friends earlier today, throughout the week. I meant to do this video earlier, but, you know, it takes some time to do these things. Who knew who Dimitry Bivol is? Like, let's get real here. I've been watching boxing, I guess you can call it passively, my whole life. Like, I've been watching since the De La Hoya days, Felix Trinidad, Barrera, like, just to name a few, you know what I mean? I've watched the Triple G fights. I've been following Canelo Alvarez. Now I kind of follow Tank Davis, Isaac Cruz, Pitbull. You know, I'm just naming out random fighters. Ryan Garcia. So this fight this past weekend against Canelo Alvarez and Dimitry Bivol really shocked me and a lot of people. All right, so much that I had to do a video on it. So I really didn't want to really talk about it. But I lost a lot of money on this fight. I'm not even gonna mention how much I lost. But let's break down this fight for a second, okay? All right. After doing the research, I found out a lot about Bivol, and let me tell you, the reason why I took Canelo Alvarez is because he's only lost one fight in his whole pro career. He's had what, 57 fights, or is it 61? I gotta look it up. But he's only lost one fight, and that other fight being against Mayweather, okay? He was born in Russia, so he's a Russian Conrad. He's 31 years old, the same age as Canelo. He's 6 foot tall, so he's like pretty taller than Canelo. So I want to know, post in the comments, let me know if you think that really matters, if he's taller. Do you think that matters in a boxing match? Apparently, in this boxing match, it did matter, okay? So I'm really upset with Canelo Alvarez because he really came into this fight. And a lot of people have told me that because he went up in weight, that's the reason he lost. Okay? But that's not true. Because in 2019, he fought Sergey Kovalev at the same weight and beat Sergey Kovalev in the 11th round through knockout. So this is a fight that Canelo Alvarez really could have won for sure, had he fought better. Who am I, right? I'm no boxing champ. I get it. But I was watching the fight, and I've been watching boxing for a long time. And what was Canelo doing the whole time during the fight? Fighting with his hands down, bobbing and weaving. Like, you know, when you're going up against a guy that's got 200 plus fights, Google it. Bivol's got over 200 fights, you know, in his amateur days. He's only got 20 pro boxing fights, but he's undefeated. So why are you going into the ring, you know, not putting your hands up? Put your hands up and outbox this guy. And that's not what Canelo Alvarez did. It looked like he was trying to feel this guy's power, trying to wear him down and tire him out. I mean, strategy-wise, I would have just been attacking. I would have kept attacking. I would have tried to outbox him, and that's just not what Canelo Alvarez did. Okay?
Right being landed by Canelo. Oh, look at him go. Oh, my, what's more of it? I mean, he landed his shot. He's a boxing robot in there. With emotion, fight with intensity.
You know, it really started making me question boxing. So I started talking to one of the homies, and we're chopping it up. He's a big UFC guy, And I guess you could say I'm a big boxing guy. I like UFC. I like UFC fights. But to me, unless you're like a headlining UFC guy, I'm not like rushing to see a lot of UFC fights. Unless it's like a McGregor fight or a Diaz fight, something like that, right? So I had to Google it. Which is bigger, boxing or UFC? Right? Homie pulls up a site. He shows me a bunch of like pay-per-view fights for UFC. A lot of big numbers. UFC's come a long way. I get it. But like people aren't like hitting me up too often to be like, let's go watch this UFC fight. Let's have a barbecue. Let's drink. Let's, every once in a while. But throughout my whole life, I'm in my 30s now. Anytime there's a big fight, it's like a big thing, right? Pacquiao, Mayweather, Canelo, De La Hoya, the Morales fight in Barrera, the Trinidad fight, right? The Triple G. I started watching Triple G a couple years ago. He was nice. So let's Google it right now, okay? Real quick. Which is bigger, boxing or UFC? And I want you guys to post in your comments and tell me what you guys think, all right? So according to the first Google search, it says, with boxing being the most popular combat sport for decades, is UFC more popular than boxing? MMA is still not more popular than boxing. Out of the top 50 pay-per-view sales ever, boxing holds 25 spots, while UFC only has 15. However, boxing viewership rates have been stagnant opposed to the rising numbers in UFC. So maybe UFC is kind of catching up to boxing. Okay, I could kind of see that. There's a lot of politics in boxing. There's a lot of boxing matches that should happen, that don't happen because of weight, because of this, that, and the other, doping, putting stuff in the gloves. In UFC, people are just down to fight. They're down to get it in, get it on. Boxing is 12 rounds. UFC is only like 5. I really want to know your guys' opinion. So go ahead and type in the comments. Let me know which is bigger, UFC or boxing. Which one do you like more? I personally like boxing. I've always really liked boxing. I think it's more technical, using your hands. UFC's cool. It's a lot of grappling. That can get kind of boring. Boxing can get kind of boring too when there's not a lot of action going. But, it's all subjective at the end of the day. But like I said, go ahead and post your comments. Let me know what you think. I'm pissed at Canelo Alvarez, all right? The man is trash. Never going to bet him again. Not paying for any of his fights. He walked into the ring doing this whole show wearing all pink. I'm not with it. The man's trash. Eres basura, Canelo Alvarez. Basura. I'll fight Canelo Alvarez. Put me in a ring with the man. I'm going to get it in. I need like at least $1 million. Let's go. I'll do all 12. Guaranteed I'll go all 12. I'm dancing the whole time. Dancing. Dancing and throwing a left, throwing a right, throwing a body, throwing an uppercut. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.